Dante's Paradise, Canto 10. Argument. Their next ascent carries them into the sun, which is the fourth heaven. Here they are encompassed with the wreath of blessed spirits, 12 in number. Thomas Aquinas, who is one of these, declares the names and endowments of the rest. Looking into his firstborn with love, which breathe from both eternal and first might ineffable. Wherever eye or mind can roam, hath in such order all disposed, as none may see or fail to enjoy. Raise then, O reader, to the lofty wheels, to me, thy ken, directly to the point whereat one motion strikes on the other. There begin thy wonder of the mighty architect, who loves his work so inwardly, his eye doth ever watch it. See how thence oblique brancheth the circle, where the planets roll, to pour their wished influence on the world, whose path, not bending thus, in heaven above much virtue would be lost, and here on earth all power well nigh extinct, or from direct, where its departure distant more or less. I, the universal order, great defect, must both in heaven and here beneath ensue. Now rest thee, reader, on thy bench, and muse, anticipative of the feast to come. So shall delight make thee feel not toil. Lo, I have set before thee for thyself. Feed now. The matter I indite henceforth demands entire my thought, joined with the part which late we told of the great minister of nature, that upon the world imprints the virtues of the heaven, and doles out time for us. With his beams went circling on along the spires, where each hour sooner comes, and I was with him, weetless of assent, but as a man that weets his thoughts ere thinking. For Beatrice, she who passeth on so suddenly from good to better time, counts not the act. Oh, then, how great must needs have been her brightness! What there was in the sun where I had entered, not through change of view, but light transparent, did I summon up genius, art, practice. I might not so speak it, should be e'er imagined, yet believed it may be, and the slightly be justly craved. And if our fantasy fail of such height, what marvel, since no eye above the sun hath ever travelled? Such are they dwell here, fourth family of the omnipotent sire, who on his spirit and of his offspring shows and holds them still enraptured with the view. And thus to me, Beatrice, O thank the Son of Angels, him who by his grace to his perceptible hath lifted thee. Never was heart in such devotion bound, and with complacency so absolute disposed to render up itself to God, as mine was at those words, and so entire the love for him that beheld me, it eclipsed Beatrice in oblivion. Not displeased was she, but smiled thereat so joyously that of her laughing eyes the radiance brake, and scattered my collected mind abroad. Then saw I a bright band in liveliness surpassing, who themselves did make the crown, and us their centre, yet more sweet in voice than in their visage beaming, censured thus. Sometime Latona's daughter we behold, then the impregnate air retains the thread that weaves her zone. In the celestial court whence I return are many jewels found, so dear and beautiful they cannot brook transporting them transporting from that realm, and of these lights, such was the song. Who doth not prune his wings to soar up thither, let him look from thence for tidings from the dumb. When singing thus, those burning suns had circled round us thrice, as nearest stars round a fixed pole. Then seemed they like to ladies from the dance, not ceasing, but suspense and silent pause, listening till they have caught the strain anew. Suspended so, they stood, and from within, thus heard I one who spake, since with its beam the grace, whence true love lightest first his flame, that after doth increase by loving shines so multiple in thee. It leads thee up along this ladder, down whose hallowed steps none e'er descend and mount them not again, who from his phial should refuse thee wine, to slake thy thirst, no less constrained were than water flowing not unto the sea. Thou fain wouldst hear what plants are these that bloom in the bright garland which admiring girds this fair dame round, who strengthened thee for heaven. I then was the lambs that Dominic leads for his saintly flock along the way where well they thrive, not swollen with vanity. He nearest on my right hand brother was, and master to me. Albert of Cologne is this, and of Aquinum Thomas I. If thou of all the rest wouldst be assured, let thine eye, waiting on the words I speak, in circuit journey round the blessed wreath, that next resplendence issues from the smile of Gratian, who to either forum lent such help as favor wins in paradise. The other nearest who adorns our choir was Peter, he that with the widow gave the holy church his treasure. The fifth light, goodliest of all, is by such love inspired, that all your world craves tidings of his doom. Within there is a lofty light endowed with sapience so profound, if truth be truth, that with a ken of such wide amplitude no second hath risen. Next behold that taper's radiance, in whose view was shown clearliest the nature and the ministry angelical, while yet in flesh it dwelt. In the other little light serenely smiles, the pleader for the Christian temples, he who did provide Augustine of his lore. Now if thy mind eye pass from light to light upon my praises, following of the eighth, my thirst is next, the saintly soul that shows the world's deceitfulness. To all who hear him is, with the sight of all the good that is, blessed there. The limbs whence it was driven lie down in Kidaro, and from martyrdom and exile came it here. Lo, further on, where flames the arduous spirit of Isidore, of Bede, of Richard, more than man, erewhile, in deep discernment. Lastly, this, from whom thy look on me revereth, was the beam of one whose spirit, on high musings bent, rebuked the lingering tardiness of death. It is the eternal light of Siegbert, who scaped not envy when of truth he argued, reading in the straw-littered street forthwith, as a clock that called upon the spouse of God to win her bridegroom love at matins hour, each part of other fitly draw, and urged, sends out the tiding sound of note so sweet. Affection springs in well-disposed breast. Thus saw I move the glorious wheel, thus heard voice answering voice, so musical and soft. It can be known but where day endless shines.